Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys, I have my favorites of 2018. And it's not just, designer or high end, it's also some of the drugstore brands that I like or indie brands because I have a lot of ColourPop and ColourPop is not necessarily drugstore, it's affordable, but I would consider it more of an indie brand. This could definitely be a very three-part video, but I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as possible, especially because the smaller categories are like face and then the bigger categories are like lips, eyes, and highlighter, because what girl doesn't need a good highlighter? I want to go through this. I'm gonna start out with, the makeup products that I use first and work my way all the way down to my lip products, just kind of in the order that I applied them on my face. If I have a drugstore product that I use, I'll talk about that one first and then I'll go into like the higher end or the more expensive. And then today I also did a tutorial using some of my favorites, which is how I got this look. And if you want to see how I got this using some of my favorites, just keep watching for the second part, which should be in a couple days. All right, now starting out, I usually do my eyebrows off camera because it takes freaking forever. I have very light eyebrows and I have to make them darker. So how I do that is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is in the color medium brown. I love this because on this end, there is a very fine point. And then on the other end, you have a spoolie. So I'm not having to carry two different products with me. I'm not trying to find my spoolie. It's attached at the other end. So much so that when these went on sale on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website for Cyber Monday, I ended up buying like 4 or 5 of them because they were on sale. I've tried pomades, I've tried some other pencils. This is just the one that I've been using because I like it so much, and it's just easy to kind of get it filled in and darken up my eyebrows, which if I don't, it's like I don't have any and I almost look like a mole rat. Now next, I always prime my face. For me, being that I'm oily, I like to have a good primer that's going to mattify and also shrink my pores. I do have 3 favorite primers. So this one is the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. I love this because it smooths out my skin and I barely notice my pores. I think this runs for like $5 or $6. I picked this up at my local Target. One of the go-to ones that I have from the drugstore. This is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I love this because it's smoothing, it's got rosehip and argan oil, and it's pore perfect. It's one of the ones that I've been using lately. This doesn't look like I've used a lot, but I've been using it for the last month. And this actually, I love it because I'm not gonna waste product, because as I use it, this part right here actually pushes product to the top. That is actually really cool that I like about this product. And the third one that I've been using is the Tarte Poreless Mattifying Primer. I really like this one. It is very smooth. It's kind of a clear gel consistency and it just goes on. I press it into my skin and it's like my pores just disappear. So those 3 are really good for just smoothing out the skin, getting rid of your pores, and just, fixing the complexion. Now, for foundations, I have 4. I have 2 drugstore and 2 high-end. The first one that I have is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. This is so great. I can go from, kind of barely there foundation to, building it up and kind of having that almost full coverage, but I get more of a medium coverage out of this. Then I also have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage. This is actually too light for me now. I don't know where I got my tan from. It might have been from the cruise. I just haven't lightened up. I would have thought by now in the winter that I would have lightened up a little bit, but I'm not back into this color, so I'm gonna have to get a darker one. And then the cool thing about this is it has this ginormous doe foot applicator. That is huge, but it makes it so easy to apply my makeup. Now, the Fit Me, you had to pour it. I don't like that, I'm not a fan of it, but I deal with it. And then the other foundations that I have been using, the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This one, I love it so much. It's medium to full coverage. It is oil free. I like that this one has a pump on it, which makes it super easy to use. I just pump it right onto my foundation brush and I'm good to go. So the last one that I have is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. This foundation is great. It stays in place all day. It just mattifies in my oily T-zone areas. I also like the fact that it has a pump. Like for me, that is a great selling factor. A pump or a doe foot applicator, like that for me is great because I hate having to pour foundation onto a brush or pouring it into my hand and then patting it onto my face. Like I don't like doing that. All right, so the next step in my routine would be my concealer. I only have two. I've tried a couple other ones. I'm still trying out the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. I haven't decided if I like it better than my Shape Tape, but my favorite is the Tarte Shape Tape. So I have two different colors here. I've got Fair Neutral and Light. Fair Neutral is for like when I want to highlight right here and just kind of like make that pop. And then Light is just more of my tone, but a little bit lighter. It's not that white highlighty color. And then the other concealer that I have is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This is in the color P Light 1. I like this because it's not super heavy. It's kind of thin, but it goes on and it covers, and I don't have any problems with creasing. Just like with my Tarte Shape Tape, I like that I don't have that creasing, which is kind of the whole point of putting a concealer on. You don't want it to show all of your lines. I mean, I'm gonna have lines anyways. I smile a lot. I have high cheeks. They're there, but I like that they don't overemphasize all the other fine lines that I have. Okay, so next step, setting powders. I have 3 of them. I don't have any drugstore. One of them is actually being discontinued. It was my favorite in 2018 and maybe they'll bring it back. I don't know. All right, so the first one I have is just a sample. I have 2 of these actually, so I don't actually have to go buy the full size yet, but it is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I love this. It just gives you that brightening. Because it's translucent, it's not going to give you that yellowness underneath your eyes, which is where I put my concealer, but I really am liking this one, so I'll keep using the samples. The next one, and I'm almost out of it, this is the Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder in the color Petal. I actually got this on a whim at TJ Maxx. I got this for like 15 bucks. I didn't know they were discontinuing it. I was like, oh, let me try this out. I like a good brightening powder. Now, they do have an actual setting powder from Kat Von D, which I got. It's really yellow. The last setting powder that I have, and I really like this one. And it's great because if I use a lighter concealer to brighten my under eye, this doesn't muddy it down, doesn't turn it yellow. It is like for sure a translucent setting powder and it just blurs my pores and everything. This is the Viseart setting powder. This one I can only get online. I had looked at the Sephora website, so I love this for traveling because it's got that stopper in it, which makes it super easy, and it's got the netting. When I travel with this, I don't have to worry about there's gonna be a mess in my makeup bag or my suitcase or wherever I packed it. It's gonna be in here, but I love this even more because when I go and put it on, it just like blurs my pores. But I haven't seen anyone talk about this. I've seen people talk about like the Viseart eyeshadow palette, not their setting powder, and I think it's because it's only available online on the Sephora website. Okay, so the next thing for me, I contour and bronze, and sometimes I use my bronzer as my contour. It just depends, because the reality is, depending on the color that you're trying to use, you can chisel and define and just use your bronzer powder and that's it. If you want more of like a gray shadow, you're gonna use a contour powder. If you just want that like pop of looking like you just came out of the sun, you're gonna use a bronzer. It just depends on what you want to do. So there have been plenty of times that I've used a matte bronzing powder to be my contour, and then I do have an actual contour powder. My first one, and this was a sample, and I'm just using it until I run out of it, and then I will actually go and buy the actual full size of it. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the sculpting powder in medium. This shade is perfect. I like it because it actually gives you like that shadow. It's more cool toned than some of the bronzers that I use, but I like this because it chisels out right here. But it's the only place that I use it. The other things that I use are bronzer. So on my forehead, up like right here on my jaw, and then on my neck, so that I can just kind of get that like sun-kissed color, I use a bronzer. So the first one I have is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So that bronzer right there is fabulous. It just smells like you're sitting on the beach in Miami, like sipping on a pina colada or something with an umbrella in your drink. Like, love this one. They do have other shades. I have the light bronzer for when I'm a little bit lighter. This one is the one in the color bronzer. And I think they have a dark bronzer as well. Now, this one I've been using a lot. You've seen it in my videos when I've been using it. This is the MAC and Patrick Star. This is the Give Me Life Bronzing Powder. Like, that is my favorite shade. And it's matte. Like, I love this. And it is so warm and it just gives me that sun-kissed look. It looks like it'd be really dark for my complexion. It actually, you know, it blends out perfectly. It just gives you that sun-kissed look like I just got out of the sun. So I really like this one. Now, my last bronzer, and this one I use a lot, so much. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Park Avenue Princess. This looks like it has a shimmer to it, but it actually doesn't. Like, when you go to use it, it's just a matte color. Okay, so the next thing that I've got is blush. This one's super simple. So I have a drugstore and then I've got two that I get at Sephora. This is the Milani Big Powder Blush in the color Luminoso. This color, when I wear it, just looks like I sat outside in the sun and my cheeks just look sun-kissed when I use this. Like, it is the perfect peachy shade. I know, I'm late to the game. It didn't come out this year, but I have been loving this since I picked it up. All right, the next blush that I have, this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay. This is a 12-hour blush. This is in the color Concept. I really like this. This is like just that peachy color. A lot of the same lines of that peachy color as Luminoso. Okay, so the next one that I have, it's blush and there's a bronzer in here, but this is the Benefit Blush Bar. This one has super cute packaging, but there's this one, which is a bronzer, which is Hoola, and then you have these 4 blushes, which I really like. This is super nice because if you've ever looked at like the individual packages for Benefit and the blushes, they're in a package like this big, but they're so chunky and trying to travel with them is so aggravating. So I like this because it's got some of their like best sellers in this package, and then I'm already taking eyeshadow palettes as it is, so I can take this with me, pack it in my makeup bag, whatever, and I'm good to go. I've got my bronzer, I've got my blushes. I've used this most of 2018. I think I've used it in 1 or 2 videos, but not a lot because I always reach, like, my blush is right here, like in this drawer, and it's just super easy to grab. But what's funny is my blush is like right here on my desk. Okay, so my next one is highlighters, and no one needs this many highlighters in their life, but apparently I do because I not only use them on my cheeks, but I also use them as an eyeshadow when I'm going to work, and I do highlighter on my eyes as an eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara, and I'm good to go. But there's quite a few that I really like. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start with drugstore first. I only have 2. These are both ColourPop. So this is the ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. This is the Super Shock Cheek in the color On the Cusp, and this color is gorgeous. It's just so wet and juicy, and that color is stunning. Now, the other one is from the Disney Designer Collection. This is Part of Your World. This one actually sold out, and I had to order it later. This is beautiful. And it's just like that rose gold, just like wet and juicy on your face. These two, I put these on top of my eyeshadow primer and use them as an eye color, and they're stunning. Love these ones. All right, now the next one, and this one I've been using for a long time. Like, I hit pan on this one. This is actually my second one in this color, and it is the Becca. This is in Champagne Pop, which is like their most sold cult classic. Right. Now I have the Dose of Colors. This is the Desi X Katie in the color Fuego. This is actually their second time that they've put out Fuego. They had a collab with Dose of Colors before, and it sold out. And then when they brought this out again,
I have an issue with shiny things. Like, I see shiny things and I'm like a squirrel. Stop. I'm instantly attracted to it.
I don't know that I would call this highlighter as more, it could be in a category of glitter. This is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb How Many Carats it's just so icy and beautiful, and I'm running out of room. So beautiful, but that is like more glitter than highlighter. I love it on the shoulders or just on the collarbones. Like, it is beautiful. All right, so the next one, I have two from this brand. This is Artist Couture. So this first one is the Diamond Luxe Luminizer. This one's in the color Sex Pose. You can see, like, I just dig into this corner. That is just stunning. And then the other one is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in the color Illuminati. This is beautiful. It is a loose highlighter. This one I use kind of like as a topper. Those two are beautiful. I mean, they're varying colors. This one's more like gold with a little bit of a rose gold to it. This is definitely just like gold. And it has that glitter in it, which is stunning on the shoulders. Now this last one, just like I have that blush bar palette, I also have a highlighter palette. This is the Ofra Glow Up. I've been taking this everywhere with me when I've been traveling. So this one right here is Beverly Hills. It has multiple colors in here. I like that there's different ones. Then there is Star Island. There's Blissful, which this one is like my go-to. And then there is Rodeo Drive. These two right here are like my go-tos. And then I'll dip into Beverly Hills. This is perfect. Like, I love this for travel. I put it in with my blush bar, my eyeshadow palettes. I'm good to go. Like, now, after I do my highlighter, I usually go into my eyes. So to do my eyes, I start out with primer. Now, you're gonna see that I use this combination in my favorites 2018 tutorial. And I've only recently started doing this only because I've been having a weird irritation to like stuff near my eyes. And the first one I've got is the Too Faced Shadow Assurance 24-Hour Anti-Crease Eyeshadow Primer. I love this. I actually put it into my crease, just tap it in there, and then I go over this with, and then I go over it with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I like this because it cancels out my veins. And I've only recently started using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but I was having issues because I was using this on its own, and throughout the day, because my eyelids are pretty oily, like throughout the day, it just starts to like suck. My eyeshadows would start to crease. So I knew that with the Too Faced Shadow Assurance that I wasn't getting that creasing. And the only reason I didn't like the Too Faced Shadow Assurance is because it doesn't cancel out my veins. And I've got blue and red veins that I can see, and it like drives me nuts. I put this down first just in the crease, and then I go over it with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I mean, not everyone's gonna want to spend 40 bucks on a combination of the two. Like, I want to cancel out this blue vein that's like right up here, and I'm not always gonna do that if I use more neutral eyeshadows. So for me, this combination works. Well, if I haven't lost you yet, I have eyeshadows. I'm gonna start with my eyeshadow palettes. I do have some loose eyeshadows that I like, but I want to get through the palettes first. So this first one, it is the more affordable brand. This is the ColourPop Disney Designer Collection. This was like my go-to on vacation because it's got so many neutral mattes, and then there's some great shimmer shades in here. So this collection was one of my favorites from ColourPop this year. Next, I have the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, this is just another one of those naked palettes. I actually love this eyeshadow palette. I love the reds that are in here. I love the shimmers, the mattes. I like that there's matte white color down here as well as a cream, and then there is also this matte brown. The next one, and I had so much fun playing with this one, and I had pretty good looks with it. This actually went on vacation with me as well, and it is the Bobbi Brown Infrared Eyeshadow Palette. This is beautiful. Like, it is like all your neutral shades. Those two shades are beautiful. Next, and I never did a video with this one, but it went with me everywhere, and it is the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie Friendcation Palette. This, for it not having its own video like tutorial or whatever, I use this so much. I like it because there's all these neutral colors, but then when I go on vacation, I have these pops of color. Next, these two I've actually used quite a bit, and they've gone on vacation with me as well. So it was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. One, this packaging is stunning. Like I told you, I have shiny syndrome. This, like, I gravitate to this packaging so much. I mean, when you look at this palette, you might go, okay, it's nothing great, like there's not a lot I can do with it. Wrong. I haven't done a tutorial with it yet, but I want to use that peach shade Bloom. Like that color is beautiful. But this is great because there's a lot of neutral colors. You've got the deep black right here to make that smoky eye, which is when I did my video with the Sultry palette, I did a smoky eye. When I did my fall glam tutorial, I actually used the Sultry palette for that. These shimmers are beautiful. All right, and then this last eyeshadow palette, like you can say it's not a nude palette, but I mean, you can do a nude look with it. It just depends on the type of nude you're talking about. And it is the Huda Beauty Nude. This palette is beautiful. Like, oh my goodness. These colors are just stunning. I love the mauve shades. I like the light purples. Now this color right here, Conceal.
Why is it in there?
I don't know. I tried to use it and I did not like it. I would like to like dig it out and put a different color in there. But that is my only complaint about this entire palette. I don't see a point in having concealed in this palette. These pressed glitters right here are beautiful. And then you have the pressed pearls. They're just so like juicy and icy and beautiful. And I've been able to build it up into like a neutral eye, or I'll do a plummy like mulberry mauve eye. Like I'm glad that I invested my money in it. I do have some loose eyeshadows, but they're not really eyeshadows. Like 3 of them are, but the rest are more like glitter, because that's like a whole nother section. Like I can't narrow down my glitter collection to be like, I need just, these are my favorites. Glitter is just very broad category for me, but I do have a couple like loose eyeshadow type picked out. So I have these 3 colors from ColourPop. This one right here is Aristocat. I like this one because it is like a matte brown and I can use this in my outside corner. And then the other one is Catitude. This is like a shimmery gold. I put this on the inside corner. So these together are the ones that I will use for work, and I can just kind of like tap them out to like blend. And then this one is Falling Up. This one is really pretty. It has little glitters in it, and it's just got that really pretty like icy shimmer that is beautiful on the inside corner, just working your way out into the middle. Then I have the Marc Jacobs sequins. These 2 are just beautiful. The first one that I have is Flashlight. If you watched my fall glam, I had this one in there, and it is just an icy white. It's kind of like a eyeshadow topper, but it's more like glitter, and that's why it's called a sequin. Then this one is Topaz Flash. This was also in my fall glam, and it is just that brown coppery. It's just so pretty. Then I have 2 Stila. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow. This is in the color Wanderlust. I'm gonna have to swatch this one because this one is beautiful. So that one is Wanderlust, and it kind of has gold and pink glitters in it, but it is just beautiful. This as an eyeshadow topper is beautiful. This one right here is Perlina. Now for eyeliner, I really only have 2. For the waterline, I use the Douce Cosmetics. This is the Ultra Precision Eyeliner. This lasts forever. Like it stays put. I've been wearing this for probably the last 8 hours and it has not budged. It hasn't just kind of like melted down my face, which some eyeliners can do. And then for liquid eyeliner, I use the Kat Von D Ink Liner in Trooper Black. This, I love it because it has that felt tip and I can get that like super thin line. Now for mascaras, I have 3. All right, so the first one is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This brush is really nice because you can get all of your eyelashes. Then there is the It Cosmetics Superhero. This one I like because the brush, it can kind of get into those small tiny eyelashes and just pick them all out. Even like there was one day that I forgot to do my eyeliner and it just looked like I had eyeliner on it because with one swipe it just built up my eyelashes so much. And my last one, which is like my most favorite, and it just leaves my eyelashes so fluffy even though it has mascara on, and it is the Lancome Monsieur Big. The brush has a lot of bristles just like the Too Faced and the It Cosmetics. This, even after like 1 or 2, it doesn't make my eyelashes crunchy or start to fall apart. These 3 I like because I don't have that issue of my mascara flaking off. The next category is lips. So I've got lip liners and lipsticks, lip glosses, and liquid lips. So my lip liners, so this one is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics lip liner. This is in the color Unicorn Blood. This is my go-to for reds. The best color for my reds. I will put that down. I'll put my red color over it. I don't have any issues. This is the MAC lip pencil in the color Vino. This is kind of like that purpley red color. And then my most used, I love it with like my mauve-y nude colors. This is the MAC Pro Longwear lip pencil in Control. All right, now to prep my lips, before I put my lipstick, lip gloss, any of that on, like before I start doing my makeup, I will actually put on like a Carmex. I have my Carmex because it is one of my favorites. I wake up in the morning, I put my Carmex on, I take my shower, good to go. Later on, when I'm getting ready to like start doing my makeup, I actually use the Bite Beauty Agave lip masks. I have this one in Candy Cane and the other one is Maple. I use these overnight. In the morning, I put my Carmex on, and then when I get out of the shower, I put these back on. All right, so for lipsticks, I have 3 that are considered affordable. These are the ColourPop Disney Designer Collection. I have the colors Tiana, Belle, and Snow White. I love these. Like, I was wearing Belle the other day. Actually, I wore Belle last night to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So this one is Belle. It's just a mauve color. That one is Belle. This is Tiana. It's just that deep red. That is Tiana. And then this one is Snow White. It is like that deep, rich red. That one right there is Snow White. This is the MAC matte lipstick in the color Straight Fire. This is considered a matte lipstick, but it has kind of a shimmer to it. Okay, and then the last lipstick that I have, this is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. This one is in the color Juicy. This one is just so beautiful. Right here, it swatches like a metallicized beige, but on the lips, it is just that. It is so juicy. It just makes your lips look like they're wet, like you just ate a cherry and like wiped it on your lips. It is stunning. Now for liquid lips, I have 5 different colors from 2 different brands. All right, so I have 2 from Dose of Colors. This is Dose of Colors, the color Extra Saucy, right there. That, and then this has been like my favorite go-to, like going on vacation, just going out, like neutral makeup and everything. This is the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie. This is in the color A Mauve Story. From Huda Beauty, I have these 3 liquid lips. This one right here is Famous. That is Heartbreaker. So this one right here is Showgirl. Last step in my entire process, I'm not even going to talk about false eyelashes because I've only just started wearing them for the last 2 months, but setting spray. Because we want that makeup to stay. If you spent all day, or if you spent 30 minutes, 2 hours, however long it takes you to do your makeup, you want that stuff to stay. Why waste the time if it's not going to do its job? My go-to all the time, I take it with me when I travel, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Love this. It just makes my makeup stay where it's that I don't have to worry about it like budging off. Well, you guys, that's it for my 2018 favorites. I knew it was gonna be a lot. I tried to get through it as quickly as possible. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. There are just so many, and just going through my collection, it was so hard to narrow it down, but I did want to talk about the products that I was loving, that I was using, that I was falling back in love with. I hope that you like some of the products that I put in my favorites. If you used any of it, you know, let me know. Let me, you know, tell me what products you were loving for 2018. I'm really interested to know, because there's a lot of great products that have been out or were just introduced this year, and trying to keep up with all the trends or the new products that are released. I mean, there's some fails too. Like, there's some things that I'm like, I need to get rid of this. I don't know that I will ever use it again. But like I said, I did do a tutorial using my favorites that I talked about in this video. So if you want to see how I got this look in that tutorial, make sure to watch for it. It'll be released probably 2 or 3 days after this video. And thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'm a new channel. I just started putting out videos in September, so this is fairly new to me. I enjoy doing my videos. I enjoy doing tutorials and talking about the makeup that I use, and you know, getting the comments that I get from the subscribers that I have. I really appreciate it. I do have some New Year's resolutions, like building my channel, building my content. If you like my channel, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell icon for notifications of new videos. If you think you've got friends who might like my videos, share them with them. I would really appreciate it. And like this video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It just lets me know that you guys enjoy what I'm putting out, and I will keep on with that content. So until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.